Pakistan have just played their final match of 2025, and it was a really eventful year. Well, with Pakistan, it's always an eventful year. So much has happened that it's worth taking stock and remembering the highs, the lows, the lessons of another wild ride in international cricket for the most unpredictable team in international cricket. So without any further ado, here's a complete timeline of Pakistan's 2025. Now, just a little heads up before I start this video. There will be no graphics, no images. You don't need those. You just need me spitting fact. So here we go. This year, across formats, Pakistan played 5 tests, 17 ODIs and 33 T20 internationals. They won 2 of those tests, 7 of the ODIs and 21 T20Is, which is the most they've ever won in a calendar year, although they played a lot more games than normal. We kick off in January at home against the West Indies, 2 test matches, old school red ball cricket in Karachi and Multan. Pakistan win the first test, West Indies win the second. Series drawn 1-1, not disastrous, not amazing, just very Pakistan, really. On to February, Pakistan started 2025's white ball season with a tri-nation ODI series in Lahore and Karachi. Their opponents, New Zealand, and a rotated but still very dangerous South African team. The series gave us one of Pakistan's best performances of the year. South Africa smashed 352 in Karachi. On most days, that's thanks for coming, see you next time territory. But on this occasion, Pakistan broke a record. Salman Ali Agha and Mohammad Rizwan played beautifully. Pakistan at one stage were 91 for 3, and then the two of them put on a ridiculous 260-run partnership. Salman Ali Agha scored his maiden ODI 100, finished on 134. Rizwan finished unbeaten on 122. Pakistan chased 353 with 6 balls to spare, officially their highest successful ODI chase in history. It was going well in February, wasn't it? They did eventually lose the Tri-Series final to New Zealand in Karachi by 5 wickets. Will O'Rourke took the player of the match in that one, but New Zealand won the trophy. Even so, it felt like that chase against South Africa set the tone. This Pakistan side could do something spectacular this year. There were high hopes going into the big one, the ICC Champions Trophy. There was so much excitement, so much hype, so much build-up. It was hosted in Pakistan and the UAE. Pakistan hosting a major ICC event for the first time since 1996. I was there in 96 when they did that as well. In any case, it didn't go to script. In the opener against New Zealand, Pakistan's death bowling just completely fell apart. New Zealand took them to task. They went steady. They scored 320 plus, New Zealand, and Fakhar Zaman also picked up an injury, which didn't help Pakistan's chase. They slipped to a really big defeat to start the tournament off. And then the big one, the blockbuster, Pakistan versus India in Dubai. Pakistan scored 241 thanks to Saud Shakil and Mohammad Rizwan. And then Virat Kohli responded with an unbeaten 100, his 51st one-day international ton, and India cruised home in Dubai by 6 wickets. There was a third match scheduled in Rawalpindi against Bangladesh, which was rained out. I remember being there, being miserable because it was raining, and Pakistan's campaign ended with a whimper. They did not make the semi-finals. On paper, a very disappointing tournament, but it also sort of highlighted the pattern of the year. There were moments of brilliance, but then undone by inconsistency at key times and just a little bit of bad luck, if we're honest. After the ICC circus, it was back to bilateral cricket for Pakistan. At home in late May, Pakistan hosted Bangladesh for 3 T20Is in Lahore. Salman Ali Agha captained. Mohammad Haris had a terrific run. He scored 179 runs in 3 games. Hassan Ali also in his comeback series had a terrific series. He took 8 wickets. Pakistan swept the series 3-0, again looking a bit more refreshed. A fearless T20 side. This felt good. They're building momentum. Then in July, they went to Dhaka and everything was flipped. In the first T20I, Pakistan were bowled out for just 110. Bangladesh chased it down with ease. They went 1-0 up. Pakistan did fight back well in the third T20I, where Sahibzada Farhan memorably scored 78 or 40 odd balls. They piled up 178, bowled out Bangladesh for 104. They won that third game by 74 runs, but the series finished 2-1 to Bangladesh. Again, a perfect snapshot of Pakistan in 2025, capable of huge performances, but sometimes just leaving it way too late in the series. From there, it was off to the USA and the Caribbean, Lauderhill in Florida, and We expected big things from Pakistan. Not great memories of the last time they were in the USA, but let's see how they get on against the West Indies. In August, they were touring the West Indies and Florida. 3 T20Is and 3 ODIs were to take place. And they started strongly. They won their first T20I in Lauderhill, 178 for 6 plays, 164 for 7. Pakistan won by 14 runs. Salman Ali Agha, the T20I captain, led them to a 2-1 series win. So good start over in the other side of the Atlantic. The ODIs, though, were tougher. West Indies edged the 3-match series 2-1, with Pakistan's bowling at the death again coming under intense scrutiny. It just wasn't good enough, and the West Indies dismantled them, to be fair. Now, fast forward to September, and one of the most dramatic chapters of the year, the Asia Cup in the United Arab Emirates. Pakistan navigated the group stage and did superbly in the Super Fours. They beat Sri Lanka by 5 wickets. They beat Bangladesh by 11 runs, and they set up a third match against India in Dubai. And also, crucially, this was the first ever India-Pakistan final in the history of the Asia Cup. Lots of build-up, lots of excitement. Pakistan made 146. Fakhar Zaman ended their tournament as their top scorer. India, well, they chased it down, winning the match by 5 wickets in the last over. It was Tilak Verma who played an extraordinary innings, and Abhishek Sharma had a fantastic tournament. He scored 314 runs. Kuldeep Yadav took 17 wickets. Pakistan lost 3 matches to India. They beat everybody else, but they lost 3 consecutive matches to India in the Asia Cup, which just felt like a big dampener on the tournament for them. There was a lot of noise off the field as well during that Asia Cup. There were anthem mishaps, the handshake drama, the trophy ceremony chaos. Classic Pakistani madness, subcontinental theatre, whatever you want to call it, but you know all about that. I don't need to get into that. For Pakistan on the field, though, it was very much heartbreak. They did reach the final, though, so it's very important to reflect on beating Sri Lanka and Bangladesh in crunch matches in the Super 4 games and running India quite close in that final as well. It felt like they were moving in the right direction despite the disappointment. It was a strong performance, and they could improve and do big things in the future. Now, October and November brought South Africa to Pakistan for a full tour. Tests, ODIs, T20Is. The 2-test series was quietly excellent. It finished 1-1, but it was fascinating all the way through. Salman Ali Agha and Shan Masood both scored 170 runs across the 2-match series. Tony de Zorzi topped the charts for South Africa with 175, and with the ball, Norman Ali, again, what a star, what a story. 14 wickets for him. Simon Harmer took 13 wickets, that Essex favourite, and Senuran Muthusamy was the player of the series, had a breakthrough. He'd go on to do great things in India as well later in the year. Anyway, back to Pakistan. In the ODIs, Pakistan hit back very strongly. They won the series 2-1. Saim Ayub started to find a bit of form again. He scored 169 runs across 3 games. Quinton de Kock scored 239. What a comeback for him. He did take the player of the series, though Pakistan took the series 2-1. And then came the T20I series, which Pakistan took as well, 2-1. Again, Saim Ayub top scored for Pakistan. Fahim Ashraf took wickets and in the end was the player of the series for Pakistan. Now, if you're looking for a stretch where Pakistan really felt like a complete functioning side in all formats, I think that South Africa tour at home is probably it. That's the most consistent they've been all year, the most promising, and quite honestly, the most exciting. And they weren't done yet. Right after South Africa, Sri Lanka came to Rawalpindi for 3 ODIs in November. Now, Pakistan won a tight first game by 6 runs, defending 299. In the second ODI, they chased 289 with 8 wickets in hand. Babar Azam scoring that much anticipated century that we'd waited a long time for. He won the player of the match, obviously, in that game as well. In the third, they bowled Sri Lanka out for 211 and then cruised to 215 for 4. Fakhar Zaman hit 55, Rizwan with 61 not out, and Pakistan completed a 3-0 whitewash over Sri Lanka. Haris Rauf took enough wickets across the series, for me anyway, to remind everybody that he's still box office with the white ball. He was given the Player of the Series award. And all of this series, by the way, was played under a heavy backdrop. There was a suicide bombing near Islamabad. And the tour again sort of fell into the questions of security concerns. But Sri Lanka were given assurances by the Pakistani government, by the PCB, and they decided to stay, a gesture that was very much appreciated in Pakistan. And it sort of ensured that Sri Lanka-Pakistan friendship is still very strong. Now, somehow, even that became part of Pakistan's 2025 story. Cricket trying to sort of push on through real world turbulence. On top of all of that, by the way, alongside that, I should say, Pakistan popped over to Hong Kong and quietly made history at the Hong Kong Sixes. They crushed Kuwait by 43 runs in the final to win a record 6th Hong Kong Sixes title, moving clear of England and South Africa, who each have 5. It's not an ICC trophy. But for a country that loves chaotic, high-octane cricket, it felt very much on brand. It was a nice win, and it added to that packed November of just wins all over the place. Pakistan won the Emerging Asia Cup as well. So it was a very, very good November. And just to make things even more modern, in October, Pakistan launched PCB Live, the Pakistan Cricket's own streaming platform, which debuted in the UK, streaming that South Africa series directly to fans with classic matches and archive content bundled in. It's really cool. I subscribe. It's fantastic. Really, really good service. And I think really good value for money as well. So 2025 isn't just busy on the field. It's also a year Pakistan cricket finally moved properly into the OTT era. And finally, to close the year, Pakistan hosted a T20 tri-series, try saying that a million times, in Rawalpindi, with Sri Lanka and Zimbabwe. Sahibzada Farhan lit up one of the group games with an unbeaten 80 of 45 in a 7-wicket win over Sri Lanka. Pakistan won almost all their matches, but there was one where Dushmanta Chimera hit back with 4 for 20, bowled an excellent final over to seal a 6-run win for Sri Lanka. To get them into that final. By the way, Usman Tariq took a hat-trick in this tournament as well. I don't think anybody saw that coming. Pakistan's last assignment of 2025 was that final under lights in Rawalpindi against Sri Lanka, which they won very, very comfortably. Strong performance with bat and ball. Babar Azam hit the winning runs. It felt fitting that they ended the year in front of a home crowd in a T20 with everything on the line and came out on top. So when you zoom out and look, what does Pakistan's 2025 really look like? Well, they set a new record, their highest ODI chase. They reached an Asia Cup final, not a small thing. They whitewashed Sri Lanka at home. They won multiple white ball series, drew a home test series against South Africa, and won a Hong Kong Sixes. So, you know, there was lots of positive things to reflect on. They did achieve things in this year, but there's also lots of negative things, as always is the case with Pakistani cricket. They went out early in the Champions Trophy. They lost a T20I series to Bangladesh, and they let an ODI series against the West Indies slip. So in classic Pakistan fashion, 2025 wasn't clean or simple. It was messy, it was emotional, it was unpredictable, and weirdly, it was very, very compelling, as Pakistani cricket always is. And that's why we watched them, because with Pakistan, you never know whether you're about to see a collapse or the greatest chase in the history of cricket. And sometimes, like in 2025, you get a little bit of both. Anyway, that was Pakistan's 2025 in the world of international men's cricket. Hope you enjoyed that little rundown. Give me your thoughts on what you thought Pakistan's 2025 was like and what you think 2026 holds in store for this Pakistan side. But in any case, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please do subscribe and give us a like and watch some of my other videos. I've recorded loads of really, really good ones. Anyway, thanks for watching and see you very, very soon.